I'm going to show you how to proctor a test online and see the results of your student test and how it looks for a student. So I have my test available to all of my students, and I showed you how to set it up so that it was online. You can see that none of my students have started it. So I am going to copy the student login. It's copied to my clipboard. I am going to go into Canvas and I'm going to add it to my module. So this is going to be an assignment. I am going to say, link it to the URL, and I'm going to say force, motion, and energy quick check. So that when they click on the test and they see the same thing, then they'll know it's the same test. Okay, and then I scored that as 10 points because that's how many questions there are. This is quarter two. They're going to do, I'm going to say on paper submission so that I can still put the grade in there, and save. And I'll publish that tomorrow. So you can see that it's on there now. When they click on it, it's going to ask them for their username and password. So their username is just their lunch number. So no S, just their lunch number. And then the password for every student is McKinney 2020. Super easy. Every student has the same password. So when they log in, you'll see that the only test this student has to take is the force, motion, and energy quick check. So they will click on their test and they'll see all of the test questions. So I went in and added to kind of double check how it would look for a student. So if you look at question number 1, if it's unanswered, it won't be selected down at the bottom. So the students can go back and see, what did I not answer? If they want to add a note to themselves to kind of think about, they can add a note there of maybe they want to say, not this one, not this one. They want to add eliminations to it. They can eliminate answer choices so that they can really think about it. So the same way they would do it on paper, it's great because they can do that right on here. So the same things that they would already do. It's a guide to show the questions, the ones that they've answered, the ones that they haven't answered. Okay, then they click next and they can go through all of their questions. It looks awesome because you can see the answer choices. Some of them I use pictures and some of are just words, but it looks really good the way that it's set up. So I'm going to show you how to score these. And so I'm going to add answers here so that you can see just random answers. And then I'm going to say review and submit. You don't want your kids clicking on review and submit before they've finished the test. But if they do, it's going to tell them, hey, you have all of these unanswered questions. So then they have to hit submit again. So if they see all of this and they still hit submit again, you're going to have to print out or reopen the test for them, and I can show you how to do that. So once they're done taking the test, it will not show up anymore. I'm going to log out and go back into my Eduphoria where you can see I have all of that on here. I'm going to refresh my page. And I have my one student who has completed his test. So I can reopen it here and it'll be like he never did it. But I'm going to show you first how you can grade all of the things on there. So you're going to go to test available and you're going to select enter answers. You can select all, you can just select the class, the science class. I have my social studies and my lunch recess advisor. I don't need any of that because these are the only classes I have. Load the students. Okay, and it tells me I have 15 students with unscored responses and two constructed response items, 10 questions with missing responses. So I can go here and score. None of these students have anything on there yet. I'm going to give him a score of 1, and then I'll go back down. I'll do a score of 1. I'm going to say review and score. all the unscored, I'm going to score them. And then when I go into all of my students over here and choose teacher test, science, 2021, 5th grade, force, motion, and energy quick check, I can see how those students did right then. Super easy. I can look at the individual learning breakdown of the TEKS that I was looking at. I can look at the students' individual responses to questions. So it makes it super easy because you can go in and you can kind of separate things out that way. You can look at the incorrect responses, which is going to be most of them because they didn't take the test for real. So that is how you look at your test and how students are going to view your test as well.